Hi. We're talking about the Human Rights Commission. What are the factors that have allowed an attendant code of silence, a wall of silence, a culture of silence around male genital mutilation at the Australian Human Rights Commission? That's what we're talking about today. That code of silence, that wall of silence, that culture of silence. Is it a conspiracy of silence? It does seem to be an everlasting secret, doesn't it? An everlasting secret. This is an organisation where FGM is widely discussed, and IGM too. Yes, I'm working from a mind map. FGM is widely discussed, and IGM too. IGM is intersex genital mutilation. Now, MGM is not publicly discussed. It's out of bounds, it's taboo. It's an everlasting secret. It's the most taboo subject of all, male genital mutilation and male genital integrity as a human right. It's the most taboo subject of all. Even abortion is not taboo. The Human Rights Commission is a highly feminized organisation, they are, as is the UN. Now, Prue Goward and other sex discrimination commissioners, they've said that it's okay to kill an unborn child. That's a woman's right. Prue Goward and other sex discrimination commissioners, it's policy at the United Nations that you can kill your unborn child, and it's policy at the Australian Human Rights Commission. So abortion isn't anathema, that can be discussed, but male genital mutilation cannot be discussed at the Australian Human Rights Commission. MGM, male genital mutilation, is an anathema. It's an everlasting secret. It's never been publicly discussed by the Australian Human Rights Commission in over 30 years, going on 40 years now, I suppose. Even though it's a human right, under international human rights instruments such as the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, they see it as, it's described as a human right, isn't it? A fundamental human right. But back to abortion for a moment. Yes, that's not an anathema, is it? No. And 3 people are involved in abortion. The mother is involved, the child is involved, and the father is involved. Abortion involves 3 people. But that's their policy. Prue Goward said that it's okay for a woman to kill her unborn child. It was her choice. It was a woman's right. You can find that on the internet somewhere. Just type in Prue Goward and abortion and United Human Rights Commission. So it's the policy of the Australian Human Rights Commission that FGM is out of bounds. You don't do FGM, abortion is okay. And now they're even saying that IGM is wrong. Even the United Nations is saying IGM is wrong. But so we have a policy on FGM and IGM, but we have no policy. The Human Rights Commission has no policy on MGM, that's male genital mutilation. I wrote to them recently, and Edward Santow replied. What did he say? He said the Human Rights Commission has not taken a policy position on male circumcision. Why haven't they taken a policy position on male circumcision? To not do so is misandry, isn't it? It is a misandrist organisation. He called it an important issue. Now, he would say that, wouldn't he? Because that may be expected because he's Jewish and he comes from a genitally mutilating culture. So he would say it's an important issue. It is an important issue to Jewish people to slice up penises, isn't it? It is. He himself, though, Edward Santow, speaks out now against IGM. So does the UN, because that's United Nations policy to protect children born intersex, even though they're only 1% of the population. Girls are about, 50% of the population? They're protected, and intersex are protected, but boys, the other half of the population, aren't protected. Yes, incidentally, I wrote to the Human Rights Commission on calling it male genital mutilation, and Edward Santow replied, calling it, what did he call it? Yes, he called it circumcision, as if there was only one type of male genital mutilation, and there's a whole range of male genital mutilations, including infibulations, subincision, scarification. Yes, circumcision is only one of those. Girls are protected, aren't they? It's misandrous not to protect boys. Males are half the taxpayers. So in over 30 years, it's been an everlasting secret. An everlasting secret. No Sex Discrimination Commissioner or Children's Commissioner has ever publicly discussed genital integrity as a human right for male children. It's a fundamental human right. The Australian Human Rights Commission just won't discuss, they won't even publicly discuss genital integrity as a human right. They won't. So there's a code of silence, a wall of silence, a culture of silence. Is it a conspiracy of silence?